play around.
Music.
I think really the idea was to make music that we hadn't really heard before on the radio. I mean, there were like kind of hints to it, you know, with like Chili Peppers and you know, the whole Anthrax, Public Enemy mix, and Run DMC, Aerosmith kind of touched on it. But those were really, with the exception of Chili Peppers in that example, those were really like kind of like one-off things, you know, like they do like one song together. You know, the Beastie Boys kind of threw some rock elements in their music, but it wasn't really like there were bands that were like specifically creating music that really mixed hip hop and electronic music and rock music in a way that kind of defined their sound. So for us, that was kind of like we liked that, so we wanted to hear more of that. So we kind of that's where we were going in the beginning. You know? Sometimes solutions aren't so simple.
Yeah, I think one of the great things about our band is that everybody in the band has a different favorite type of music, and that is really helpful in the studio when all of us come together. And I think that's what really gives us a unique sound. When we first started off, Mike and Joe were definitely more into the hip hop stuff, and Chester and I you could probably say we were more into rock music. And I know that I got more into listening to hip hop after writing music with Mike and Joe, and listening and asking them about a lot of the hip hop that they listen to. So I think that definitely, if you were to ask everyone in our band what their favorite music is, I think it would be they would name off different bands, and that definitely helps us in the studio. And when you mix it all together, you get something completely unique. Well, I was actually heavily influenced by funk and R&B music when I first started playing drums. I found a bunch of records in my parents' collection, listened to James Brown, Earth, Wind & Fire, Tower of Power, and was really intrigued with all of the drumming. A lot of hip-hop loops that you hear are derived from a lot of that music, so I got really into studying that, and then after that I got more into rock music. But I think that having that funk R&B influence has definitely been a backbone in my drumming up until today.
I think when we were writing music, it's not really like, okay, are we gonna make a hip hop track, or are we gonna make like a rock track? Even when we're like, whether Rob's coming in and laying a beat down, usually all of us kind of just go off what we're feeling with the song in the beginning, and sometimes if it's not really working out, you know, maybe that's when we'll come in and like program a beat, you know. If we're playing like a more straightforward, mellow, kind of like, you know, pop rock song, but it kind of feels like it's lingering around a little bit, you know, Mike might stay late in the studio one night and just throw like a crazy like hip hop style beat on it, and all of a sudden it takes the song into a whole new direction. So we kind of just leave it open when we're writing. We don't really sit down and go, okay, today we're gonna write rock songs. You know, tomorrow we're gonna write hip hop songs. It's we kind of just let the music come to us to a certain degree.